A family's anger at the British man claiming to be fighting with Islamic State in Iraq.
I've been stationed in Iraq for most of my time of jihad.
Hamza Parvez told his family he was studying in Germany. They tell us he has betrayed their trust. A blow for David Cameron as one of his MPs, Douglas Carswell, defects to UKIP. A suspended jail sentence for the motorcyclist who filmed his own crash on one of Britain's most dangerous roads. And from Croc's death to his crowning moment, Wayne Rooney is named England captain. We do join Alistair Stewart and me for that and more at 6:30.
Still ahead on the programme here, the farm full of scarecrows. But why? Why, Lucy? That's the question.
Why are you losing your voice?
I don't know.
Why?
I was hoping I'd get it back in time for his next link if I filled a bit, but it hasn't worked.
Well,
excuse me.
On
Carry
to
on.
sport now, and this is your favourite bit, really, isn't it? Football. Burton Albion provided the shock of the night, knocking Queen's Park Rangers out of the second round of the Capital One Cup.
Stoke also made it through to the next round with a comfortable win, but Aston Villa and Birmingham City both lost. Phil Brewster rounds up last night's action.
Unbeaten this season, Burton weren't overawed by the Premier League outfit. Dominic Knowles tested the Rangers keeper early on, before Alex McDonald twice drove a cross goal. QPR did have their moments, but Burton got the goal they deserved. A 77th minute cracker, which Adam McGurk expertly lifted over the wall to put them through to the next round. Aston Villa were left rueing a host of missed chances in their home tie against Leyton Orient. Darren Bent, making his first start for Paul Lambert's team since May last year, should have scored after being put through by Joe Cole. The League One side had their fair share of chances too, hitting the Villa bar and having a goal ruled offside, before scoring the winner 3 minutes from time. 3 second-half goals by Sunderland ended Birmingham's hopes of progressing further in the competition. Jordi Gomez scored first for the visitors with this 25-yard strike. With 3 minutes to go, Sunderland doubled the lead through Adam Johnson, before Connor Wickham's low-angled effort sealed the win. Elsewhere, Stoke made light work of League Two Portsmouth. John Walters steered the Potters ahead on the quarter-hour mark. After the break, Walters bagged his second with a tap-in, and in the final minute of the game, Peter Crouch leapt highest to make it 3.
Peter Crouch still doing the business there. So after last night's results, the third round draw looks like this. Burton are at home to Brighton, as are Derby County. They're at home as well, taking on Reading. Shrewsbury take on Norwich, while Stoke have a tricky away fixture at Sunderland. And West Bromwich Albion play Hull. All those matches to be held on the 23rd of September.
Now, there was a shiny piece of silverware on show in Birmingham today with the arrival of Women's Rugby World Cup.
Yes, indeed. Several team members were also on show outside the Council House, fresh from their 21-9 win over Canada earlier this month. Among them, Sarah Hunter, Laura Keats and Lichfield centre Emily Scarrett. Their coach and Birmingham rugby stalwart Gary Street was also there to share the plaudits.
It means so much. I mean, I was there 4 years ago when we weren't able to do it in 2010, and some of the girls were there 4 years prior to that as well. So it's been such a long time. I mean, we've had the media interest has been ridiculous, completely unprecedented for us, for women's rugby. Yeah, it's been amazing. National newspapers, national filming, etc., etc. Being invited on different shows. It's not about us trying to push ourselves on other people anymore. They want us there. They want to talk to us, see how it's gone, congratulate us, etc. So in that respect, it's been fantastic.
While we were over there, we knew how big it was becoming, and then when we got back, and front page of all the majors was huge, really, and great recognition for the team and for the sport.
Good on them. Brilliant performance by them.
Yeah, really good. Now, more of the day's stories are on our website, including the Midlands-made cars that feature very high on the greatest cars of all time list, itv.com/central, if you want to see that list, as well as one of our Shropshire competitors quitting the Great British Bake Off. Ooh. He might come in and bring us some cake.
Well, I think nothing else to do now, I guess. Now, there's something rather big and rather spooky-ish going on at a farm in Burton-upon-Trent.
Yes, thousands of scarecrows are being gathered for a world record attempt, but there's some celebrity faces alongside the regular straw offerings. Here's Janelle.
So I'm here probably doing one of the worst facial drawings you've ever seen at the National Forest Adventure Farm, and I'm here with co-owner Ivor. Why am I drawing a face on this sack?
Well, because you found yourself in the Scarecrow Workshop, which has been the hive of activity all summer, as we've been attempting to break the world record for the biggest gathering of scarecrows in one place at one time.
Now, just how many scarecrows are out there?
At the moment, we're now up to 3,353. So we went past the world record this morning when we lifted our very special Scarecrow Big Ernie into place. So we've gone past it now, and we're still producing scarecrows, and we're going to go on producing scarecrows until the end of the summer season, which is the 7th of September.
And so why did you decide to do this?
Okay, every year at the Adventure Farm we try and do something special. We have done scarecrow workshops on a small scale in the past. We've just done them for one day or something like that. They've been really popular. The kids absolutely love doing it. So we thought this year, let's do something really special. Let's ramp it up. Let's do it on a bigger scale. And then some bright spark had the idea of finding out what the world record was for the most scarecrows being in one place.
And then you decided to
Found out what it was, yeah, and off we went.
So what's happening in here? You've got a skeleton shack over there,
Yep.
and then what we have over there is a wardrobe,
Yep.
a stuffing area. Then you have places where people like me are drawing really, really, really bad pictures. And then...
Yep, then you have to get your Scarecrow passport, because as it is an official Guinness World Record, everything's got to be done to their rules and regulations. So each Scarecrow has got to be individually numbered and then photographed, and we have to take the details down of the person that's made it, so there's no sort of Scarecrow cheating going on.
Now this all ends on September the 7th, and I'm off to finish my face so I can get my Scarecrow passport. Well, it's been a fairly decent day today, and this is a fairly decent picture from the top of Worcester Cathedral. Very beautiful indeed, and today's actually been fairly decent when the sun's been out, feeling pretty warm. But from next week, we're expecting a general improvement in the weather. That's because of ex-Hurricane Cristobal. What will happen is, as that deep low moves in, it's going to push the jet stream north, and then high pressure will begin to move in, giving us that more settled, warmer, summer-like weather, dare I say. But as for tonight, well, it's going to be a mainly mild and dry night with some patchy cloud around. We're looking at lows of around 12 Celsius overnight tonight. All the showers should have cleared through, but there could still be the odd one lingering. But into tomorrow morning, that patchy cloud does remain. There will be a few isolated showers around tomorrow morning, but as we go into the afternoon, increasingly cloudy. It's also going to be increasingly breezy tomorrow too. We're looking at temperature highs of 17 Celsius, so feeling okay when there are any breaks in the cloud and it's not raining. Now, as I mentioned, the weather's more settled from next week. So as we go into the weekend, well, on Saturday, it looks like a dry day with some showers. But on Sunday, well, we are expecting some drier spells of weather to come in and warmer temperatures from next week too. But back to this evening, well, it's a mild, dry night with patchy cloud, lows of 12.
Janelle with the scarecrows. I always knew she was outstanding in her field. Time now for a reminder of tonight's top stories on ITV News Central. Thieves have smashed their way into the National Motorcycle Museum in Solihull and stolen thousands of pounds of historic silverware. The trophies were taken in the raid at around 11 o'clock last night. A £20,000 reward is being offered to track the trophies down.
2 men have been arrested in connection with the discovery of a man's body in playing fields in Stoke-on-Trent. Officers were called to football fields close on Whittle Road at around 10:15 this morning.
And the Women's Rugby World Cup was in Birmingham today, along with several members of the title-winning squad. Among them Sarah Hunter, Laura Keats and Lichfield centre Emily Scarrett. And they did a great job too. By the way, that awful joke about Janelle actually came from our news editor. Insisted I say it.
Oh, so it wasn't even original.
I'm passing the buck on it completely. Anyway, I've got the late bulletin at 10:30, but from all of us for now, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
A blow for Cameron as a Tory MP quits the party over Europe, forcing a by-election.
I'm today leaving the Conservative Party and joining UKIP.
He accuses the Prime Minister of promising reform but delivering nothing.
It's very disappointing and regrettable when people behave in this way, but I think it's also counterproductive and self-defeating.
Also tonight,
Been stationed in Iraq for most of my time of jihad.
A British family's betrayal and bitterness about the relative who lied to them to fight with IS in Iraq.
Claim and counterclaim about a Russian invasion of Ukraine as the tanks roll in. And
Wayne Rooney.
It's Wayne's world. Hodgson appoints him England's new captain.
This is ITV News at 6:30 with Mary Nightingale and Alistair Stewart.
good evening. The shock defection of Douglas Carswell has shaken the Tories. David Cameron called it regrettable and self-defeating. But the MP for Clacton says it is the Prime Minister's weak stance on Europe that has compelled him to join UKIP.
His resignation from Parliament and a 12,000 vote majority will trigger a by-election. Mr Carswell plans to stand for UKIP. 9 months out from a general election, it will be a difficult campaign for the Tories and for their leader. Our political correspondent Robert Lee Weeks reports.